color, Mikey?
Senior center, number 11, Riley Grant.
Don't forget his name.
Number
Jaden
14,
Saunders.
junior forward, Riley Bennett.
Ooh, 14 gets the start.
He gets the nod.
And senior forward, number 24, Jaden Saunders. Smithfield is coached by Joseph Bennett. And now your Portsmouth High School Patriots. Junior, number 5, Neil Towson.
I still haven't had some handshakes.
What is that?
I said, you go to the pat down, you gotta do the suit tie.
I'm disgusted.
He's my friend. What? Oh, a little bump there. Still soft.
Neil starting over Luke, too.
No, you're starting over a Cal. That's the big switch. Test, test, 1, 2. Good? All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Portsmouth High School on site for Portsmouth and Smithfield. I'm Gavin Bichot alongside Dan Shea. We have Portsmouth coming off a loss against Mount Pleasant last Friday night in a 57-51 defeat. It was a game that was back and forth. Portsmouth led most of it, but just let a 15-0 run let the Kilties take the victory. This is a Smithfield team that beat Mount Pleasant just a week ago, Dan. So Portsmouth really trying to get back in the win column tonight.
Yeah, for a Portsmouth team that's experienced such few losses over these past few seasons, definitely going to be interesting to see how they can bounce back. They've got a tough test here in front of them in Smithfield, and this is really going to be where Portsmouth shows just what kind of team they have this year.
For the lineups for Portsmouth, it's Jeff Brady, Calvin Senti, Benny Hurd, Jack Downing, and Neil Tolson. And for the Smithfield Sentinels, it's going to be Mikey Tartaglia, Liam Hickey, Riley Gran, Riley Bennett, and Jaden Saunders, as it's between Saunders and Brady, as Brady gets it to Hurd, and it starts off the game. We have a little switch. Last time we saw Cal Mahoney in the starting lineup. Now Neil Tolson, who has the ball in the corner, gets the starting nod for the Patriots. Portsmouth in their home white uniforms, red lettering, and Smithfield in the green uniforms and white lettering. As Downing has it on the left side. Portsmouth struggled from the field against the Kilties, one of their main issues. Couldn't get really any shots to fall against that zone as there's 3 on the shot clock. The floater for Lucenti, back iron no good, and Saunders controls the ball and brings it up.
Tough first possession there for the Patriots. Let that shot clock run right down. We saw a couple traps from the Smithfield defense. Just couldn't really get a great shot there.
As that's Bennett, who goes strong with the right hand but can't get it to go, gets his own board. Favorable Smithfield bounce there, and Lucenti trying to get that ball from Hickey. Saunders fires away from 3. No good, but another rebound for Smithfield. Tartaglia goes strong, but Hurd bumps him. Here comes Downing on a 1-on-3. Doesn't really have the numbers, but he still goes strong, goes up, gets hit. No foul call there. The ball's tipped out of bounds off Jack Downing, and it's going to go to Smithfield.
Yeah, just really forced there. Downing maybe should have looked to slow that one down, get some numbers on offense, and look for a better shot, but
That's exactly what Smithfield wants, though. They want to hammer the glass. This is a Portsmouth team that's not too big. Portsmouth wants to move the ball up and down the court, and Smithfield's got to shorten the court and slow this Portsmouth team down. They can do that by controlling the offensive glass and stopping any transition for Portsmouth, which is a key emphasis for this team and their offense.
Yeah, already we've seen a big struggle from Portsmouth on the glass. I'm not sure if that has a lot to do with the switch from Mahoney to Tolson, but definitely something that's going to have to change.
Gets blocked from behind there by Hurd, and he leads Portsmouth to charge. His pass to Downing. He's going to go up strong and get hit. It looks like they're going to call Bennett, perhaps? Check that. That's number 14. No, that is Bennett on the foul there. That's going to be his first. He had no score here. It's a minute 40 in, and Downing's trying to break that tie with a couple free throws. First one is a no good. He shot 1 for 4 from the free throw line last Friday night against Mount Pleasant. So trying to switch that around and hit some free throws for Portsmouth. That's the second one for Downing. Does not go in, but there's Brady, who goes up strong with the left hand and gets it to go. That's Jeff Brady. That's what he does. He crashes the offensive glass and really wills his team on the rebounding side.
Yeah, big offensive rebound there by Brady all season long. He's really been carrying the load for them in that regard. Portsmouth, though, going to need to cash in on those points at the line. Don't want to see too many more missed free throws tonight.
Saunders' drive gets blocked by Hurd yet again, and he's leading the charge there for Portsmouth. He's guarded by Tartaglia there. Hurd using his body, gets by, and what a move by Benny Hurd. Skating by Tartaglia, putting it up and in to give Portsmouth the 4-point lead. Good start for the Patriots so far.
Yeah, great finish there by Hurd, switching hands and using the glass. As now Lucenti looking to come up with the steal, and we're going to get a jump ball here.
The ball's going to stay with Smithfield as Portsmouth got the tip, but still we're seeing a great defensive showing so far from the Patriots against Smithfield, an undefeated team. They beat Johnson in the injury fund by 12. They beat Mount Pleasant by 5. They're led by Tartaglia, who had 11. Saunders had 9 as he dishes it off to Gran, who's having trouble on Brady. Jeff Brady playing great defense as Gran finds the baseline. He goes up strong with the right hand and gets it to go. Jeff Brady just gives up baseline, and Gran takes advantage off the glass, but again, they beat Mount Pleasant by 5 last week, and they took care of Central soundly, beating them by 18. Tartaglia led again with 13 points and had 3 3-pointers in that game. Brady going hard on the paint, the left hand no good. Good rebound by Jack Downing. He goes up strong, gets the foul to go, and the basket. So an emphasis for Smithfield, we said, was to hammer the glass, and so far it's been Portsmouth controlling that aspect, getting 4 second chance points so far, not even halfway through this first quarter.
Yeah, Portsmouth, as you can see here, the early game plan, going to the rim, kind of limiting those jump shots. We saw them struggle there against Mount Pleasant. And Smithfield, thus far, not much of an answer for it.
Downing's free throw struggles continue as he is 0 for 3 from the day already from the charity stripe. Saunders working on Tolson, and there it's an easy call there. Tolson putting both hands on the hip. They're calling for a hand check. That's going to be his first, team first. Bennett the inbounder to Saunders. There's Gran working on Brady. Versatile for his size, can shoot the ball as well. Good cut there by Gran, but swatted by Portsmouth defense there as Tartaglia fires away from 3, side iron, no good. And there's Tolson with the rebound, a little mix around, and it's going to end up in Lucenti's hands.
Portsmouth with numbers here.
Lead the transition as Brady goes up strong, and they're going to call, it looks like a charge. Yep, Gran gets the positioning, and Jeff Brady just can't stop his momentum from going right into his chest. In for Portsmouth is number 23, Henry Rodericks. In for Brady, who has 2 already. Rodericks, the junior, has played in both Division I games. He had 9 points last time out against Mount Pleasant, hitting some clutch free throws to keep Portsmouth in that one late down the stretch.
Interesting to see here how Rodericks is going to match up with Riley Grand. Jeff Brady's been doing a pretty good job thus far. Rodericks seems up to the task.
Tartaglia is definitely the main guy for the Sentinels. He has averaged 12.5 a game so far, and he's going to be guarded by Hurd, so it's going to be a very interesting matchup to see all day. Hurd, who's averaged 19 points a game, taking on Tartaglia, as Grand shot is long and no good. Portsmouth definitely picking up the pace. Good cut there by Downing. He spins around and rims in and out on a tough shot there by Downing, but Portsmouth definitely controlling the pace on offense and really speeding things up just to do what they want to here. Saunders from the corner. No good. Another rebound from Hurd. He has been so far leading this Portsmouth team on the defensive glass and getting this offense in transition. Lucenti, who was ice cold last game, tries to pick it up as he drives with the left hand. Downing finding baseline. Good pass to Rodericks. Rodericks can't finish the layup there, but great look for Portsmouth as Downing draws the defender, dishes it off to Rodericks, but just can't get to fall.
Smithfield has definitely been more than willing to take their jump shots tonight. Not exactly working out for them thus far, but something to watch if they can manage to heat up here like we saw in that Mount Pleasant game.
Neither team could see to get their shot to fall. Only 8 points between the two of them. 6 minutes in as Grand gets blocked from behind by Rodericks. He tries to go up again. Second chance goes. And they're going to call a foul and 1. No whistle there from the ref, but they're going to call an and 1. And they're going to call that on Henry Rodericks. This is his first team fourth. And in for the Patriots is going to be number 12, this junior Luke Brennan. For number 5, Neil Tolson. And Connor Fage's going to come in for Jaden Saunders.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate there from Rodericks. Made a great play to chase down and get that block, similar to the one we saw from Hurd on Saunders to start this one off. Just unfortunate that, you know, maybe over pursues a little bit there, ends up giving up the M1.
Very odd there. It looked like he fouled him, but there was no call from the ref. It's because his whistle wasn't on him, but he did call the foul. As Smithfield gets into their press, Hurd breaks it easily. Hurd driving on Fig, and they're going to call a foul there on Fig on the grab. And if you're Portsmouth, that's a matchup you want. You want Benny Hurd.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that early when Hurd got the one-on-one, took his defender to the basket. As he's been getting the ball lately, though, we've seen Smithfield using a lot of these traps, just swarming guys to the ball. Looks like they're trying not to let Benny Hurd beat them tonight.
And for Smithfield's number 5, Christopher Curry. He's in for Liam Hickey as Hurd finds Rodericks. The skip past Lucenti. He fires from downtown. Rimmed in and out. And here comes Tartaglia going strong. And they're going to call a block there. And Rodericks, that's going to be his second. So they're going to take him out and bring in Cal Mahoney. But doesn't seem like the smartest play there for Portsmouth. They lost their man originally, and Rodericks just got squared up just a little better there. He was a little side turned towards Tartaglia, and he gets the benefit of the call.
Yeah, Portsmouth's got to do better in the transition there. Right idea by Rodericks, but as you said, just couldn't quite get squared up in time.
Tartaglia converts on his first point of the game and tries to take the lead here with 2:03 left. The game tied at 6 in the low-scoring affair. Cal Mahoney getting his first reps of the evening. And Tartaglia converts on the second to give Smithfield the lead 7-6 as they go back into that trap. Lucenti breaks it, passes it over to Brennan. Gets it to Hurd, or brings it back out to Brennan. So Portsmouth having no real problems here with the press, but here comes Smithfield in a zone. As good find there, but Mahoney to Downing, but Downing with the open pump fake layup. Can't get that to fall, so Portsmouth struggling from the field, especially inside as Fig is working on Portsmouth here.
Yeah, Downing's been getting great looks all night. Just needs to get more of those to fall. Portsmouth pretty unlucky on some of those.
Fig works on Brennan. Good pump fake and slips it up and in for the Sentinels to make it 9-6. And Smithfield on a 7-0 run. We saw this happen against Mount Pleasant. Portsmouth seemed to have control. Led a 15-0 run, which led to their loss last Friday night. Looks like a little 2-3 action here for Smithfield. Lucenti, the smooth floater, gets it to go, and Lucenti gets a field goal to fall. And a timeout for Portsmouth. Coach Oshie wants a half timeout, so a 30-second timeout with 53.5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It is 9-8. Smithfield leads. We'll stay right here with you. We won't go.
Yeah, that's just a great finish by Lucenti there. The teardrop floater in between two defenders. Portsmouth definitely going to want a lot more looks like that as we come back from this timeout.
And you love to see those kind of timeouts. Team struggling, finally get some baskets to go. Call a timeout, regroup your guys. Hopefully start getting a defensive plan together, run into transition and get some baskets to fall. So
yeah, exactly.
That's definitely the mindset for Coach Oshie there.
Portsmouth not having too much difficulty getting up the court with this trap, but once they get into the half-court offense, this aggressive zone defense we're seeing from Smithfield seems to be giving them some problems thus far. Definitely something Joe Oshie's going to want to touch on there.
And so here comes Smithfield up with the ball. We said that Portsmouth had to move the ball around well, limit turnovers, because that's what really killed them against Mount Pleasant. They turned the ball over, and they couldn't really find the open shot. So far, they've limited those turnovers. They found the open shot. Now they just got to get them to fall. That's Tartaglia. Dishes to Gran, who's had a good day so far. Tartaglia fires away from three, and he can't get it to go, but a rebound by Gran. And they're going to call a blocking foul there on Luke Brennan. I don't know about that. Looks like Tartaglia had a very hard Euro step and put the shoulder into Brennan, but they're going to call number 12, the junior Luke Brennan, on the blocking foul. It's the team's 6th already, and we're not even out of the first quarter.
Yeah, Portsmouth has to be careful here. They've already got 2 of their bigs in foul trouble. You can't have this happening where you have 6 fouls already this early in the game. Going to be something they need to clean up going forward.
27 seconds left in the first quarter. Shot clock turned off after the foul. 9-8, Smithfield has the advantage. I'll tell you what, we saw both teams last Friday night between the Kilties and the Patriots play poorly in this area of the game. We saw both teams forcing up shots, not holding on for that one, as it looked like Graham was driving to the lane, got blocked, and it's going to stay with Smithfield. But usually you want to wait for one shot, but both teams attacking the basket and taking poor shots in that shot clock turned off point of the game. As Lucenti tips the pass, but can't get it as Curry rebounds with the ball. The spin move over to Fig. Fig, really short. 8 seconds left. Here comes Portsmouth. The pass up to Brennan. 4 seconds. Brennan goes strong and is going to get fouled with 2.3 seconds left, and that's a very good defensive possession for Portsmouth against Smithfield. It looks like Saunders is going to come in with 2.5 seconds left, but Brennan can retake the lead with a pair of free throws here for Portsmouth.
Yeah, good job by Brennan there. He had Downing calling for the ball on that far side. Not sure he would have been able to make that pass with the defender so close. Able to go up, draw the foul, and he can now give Portsmouth the lead coming out of the first quarter.
So Portsmouth will try to take the lead back here with a free throw from Brennan, as he cannot convert 2 for 2. And here comes Gran, throws it to the referee, and it's going to go out of bounds, but nonetheless, it's the end of the first quarter. We have a tie game, a slugfest here so far in Portsmouth, 9-9 between the Patriots and the Sentinels. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter. We are back for second quarter action here in Portsmouth. Taking a look at the road ahead for the Patriots. They have a 7-day break, and they play Mount St. Charles at home. It's a Division III B team. They are 1-1 so far. Then the day after, they go to take on Johnston. So this is their last Division I opponent till the new year. So Portsmouth trying to end the year with a victory against Smithfield. Smithfield, they have a complete break until January 4th. That's a 14-day break from this Tuesday. They take on Cumberland, who is 0-1. They're a Division 1B team. Then they take on North Kingston on the road that Thursday, the 6th. They are 1-1 so far on the year. As we return to the second quarter of action, as Downing, his pass is tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay with Portsmouth.
Again, you can see, though, Smithfield doing very well to get these traps in the half-court offense. Portsmouth still without a real answer for it.
It seems that Smithfield is letting Portsmouth get down low. They're trapping and trying to make Portsmouth kick out and shoot the ball. And Portsmouth has got their points mainly from the two-point area. But there's Varsity firing up a three, front rim, no good. He's usually their guy when it comes to taking a big shot. But again, the last couple games, he's struggled to get anything to go. Seems like he has a lid on the rim when he shoots the ball. Portsmouth finding the good shots, just can't get him to fall. There's Bennett firing from downtown. That's not going to go. And Hurd, yet another rebound in the second quarter. Lucenti kicks it back out to Brennan, and Brennan's just going to throw it right into Bennett's hands. And here comes Saunders leading the way for the Sentinels. Fig trying to find Graham, but tipped away. And here comes Hurd. Gets the space he needs, but can't get the basket to fall. The ball tipped out of bounds. It's going to go to Smithfield. Hurd, you see, drive there on his man. He uses his shoulder, doesn't extend, gets the space he wants, but just can't get it off the glass.
Yeah, Portsmouth has been pretty unlucky so far with some of these finishes at the rim. We've seen a couple from Downing that looked like they were halfway down. That one from Hurd certainly looked like it was going to be good, but unfortunately for Portsmouth, not the case.
And for the first time for the Smithfield Sentinels, number 22, Evan Thoreau, he replaced Riley Graham, who takes exit from the court. Curry with the kick out to Fag. Fag from the corner. No good, and no team really can seem to get a shot to fall, as there's Curry, the guard, getting a tough offensive rebound. Looks like almost a carry there, but they're going to let it slide.
I was thinking maybe a double dribble on that one.
And the ball's tipped out of bounds, but off the leg of Portsmouth, going to stay with Smithfield. And then for the Sentinels is Michael Tartaglia in again, and out is number 14, Riley Bennett. .620 left in the first half. That's Tartaglia working on Mahoney here. So he goes hard with the right hand. He can get fouled by Mahoney. That's going to be his first. We have a lot of bigs here for Portsmouth in foul trouble. You have Jeff Brady with 2, Henry Roddick with 2, and there's 1 already.
And as you say that, Portsmouth looking to get a new big in the game. Evan Beasy heading over to the scorer's table.
Tartaglia been perfect from the free throw line. He has all 3 points from the charity stripe to give the Sentinels their lead back. And in for Portsmouth, number 24, Evan Beasy for Cal Mahoney. Tartaglia's second and no good, and a tough rebound there by Beasy. And here comes Portsmouth trying to take the lead back. Downing drives baseline. He gets position. Great up and in for Jack Downing. Gets baseline, pass fake, and goes right up to finish it to give Portsmouth the 11-10 lead.
Yeah, that's similar to a lot of the possessions we saw from Downing in the injury fun game versus Middletown, just taking his man to the paint, going up with a strong finish.
Great backdoor cut there by Fag as the ball's back to Tartaglia. He takes a tough shot, and Hurd is going to fight with number 22, Evan Thoreau, and the ball's going to stay with Smithfield after the jump ball. As Portsmouth got the ball to start the second quarter. Good cut there by Saunders. He's going to be fouled there on the way up by Lucenti, it seems, on the grab. So Saunders is going to go up for 2 and try to take Smithfield, get Smithfield to take the lead back from Portsmouth. 11-10 ball game, 5:36 left in the first half. Saunders converts on his first free throw, and those are his first points of the game. His second can't, and the ball's going to be tipped around, and it's going to go to White. Fig working on Beasy, but the ball's going to go to Portsmouth. Smithfield, almost half their points, 5 of them coming from the charity stripe, so that's got to be something Portsmouth's got to focus on, being a little more disciplined on defense and try not to foul the Sentinels, giving them free points as they go into a 1-3-1 on defense against Portsmouth. There's Hurd. Downing with another ball fake. Seems to be his kind of signature move there as he tries to dribble through traffic. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Downing with the crossover. Tough move, and they're going to call a foul. And 1.
Wow.
They're going to call continuation on that one. Let the play extend a little bit, and they're going to give Downing the benefit of the call. Gets the basket and is going to go to the line to shoot. 1 in for Smithfield's number 14. Riley Bennett, he substitutes out number 4, Connor Fig, but another basket for Jack Downing. Hopefully he can get a free throw to fall, give Portsmouth lead to 3.
Yeah, Portsmouth really got bailed out there. That was looking like a tough possession. Downing really struggling with that aggressive defense for a while there, but gets the Patriots 2 big points in the lead. And
again, there's Downing missing a free throw, so he's 0 for 5 on the night from the free throw line. And we have stoppage of play here. And it's the shot clock set at 30, not 35. So this will be 32 seconds back on the shot clock with 4:55 to go in the first half as Curry brings the ball up for Smithfield. Thoreau trying to find a cutter, but gets it out to Bennett. Bennett can't get it to go, and there's Beasy fighting for the ball, but it goes right to Tartaglia. Kicks it to Curry. Curry, good pass there to Thoreau, and gets that one to fall. Good hustle there by Beasy, but just the ball found the wrong guy, and a couple good passes from Smithfield finds them tying this one up at 13. Brennan from downtown can't get it to go. So Portsmouth still struggling from beyond the arc. Hasn't gotten anything to fall from that area.
Yeah, the shooting from that Mount Pleasant game has certainly carried over tonight as Portsmouth just can't seem to find a rhythm.
And Smithfield themselves can't get any shots to fall either. As Hurd, tough move there to Downing. Downing working on his defender. He's going to go up and draw the foul, so he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. No surprise there with the ball fake from Downing, but puts work on Thoreau to send him to the line to shoot 2. And Downing continuing to show from the free throw line. And for Smithfield is number 11, Riley Grand, and number 10, Liam Hickey. Just sub out Saunders, and it looks like Curry, and it looks like Portsmouth is going to sub in Neil Tosa, but for the shooter, Jack Downing.
Yeah, really uncharacteristic from Downing here. Hopefully he can get one to go, get that confidence up a bit.
Back iron, no good, and Jack Downing is 1 for his last 11, dating back to the Mount Pleasant game from the free throw line, so not what you want to see. A lot of points left on the board for Portsmouth in a close tie ball game here. Bennett tries his luck again from 3, and he can't get anything to fall. And Thoreau is going to hit the line, trying to get the rebound and go. Take a look at that call. A lot of mixed signals there from the referee there, but it will be Portsmouth ball, and Tolson will come in for Downing. But Thoreau trying to make a play on Beasy. Tries to throw it off his leg, but Thoreau steps out first.
Looked like Beasy had some words for him there at the end, too.
Really charged up after that one, after a good block out there, so it will be Portsmouth's ball. Had a little bit of confusion so far from the referees. Predictable pass there from Brennan, gets sipped out of bounds. Lucky didn't get stolen and taken the other way for 2.
Yeah, that was a good play by Liam Hickey to sort of jump that pass there. Very easily could have been a fast break layup, but luckily for Portsmouth, that one heads harmlessly out of bounds.
3:20 to go in the first half. The junior Tolson finds Hurd. Back out to Tolson. Tolson thinking about the 3. Goes up strong with the right hand. Too strong there. He was working on Gran. Good defense there, forcing the long miss. 3 minutes to go. 13 points apiece here in this low-scoring affair in Portsmouth between the Sentinels and the Patriots. A good play there by Brennan. And here comes Portsmouth. You haven't seen this much of the second quarter as Varsity goes up with a smooth left hand. Gets that one to fall to give Portsmouth a 15-13 lead. That's his 4th point of the night. As I was mentioning before, though, Dan, Portsmouth, you see in the second half, slow things down. Haven't been able to run transition like they'd like to, but they just did there and get easy 2 out of it.
Yeah, that was a great little hesitation move you saw there from Lucenti. Not sure whether it was intentional or not as he caught that pass, but gave him the space to get a couple big points for the Patriots.
And great box out there on the guard, Tartaglia, as the ball comes our way. But nevertheless, Tartaglia taking the 3. Rebound comes back out to him. Looks like he can get that, but Neil Tolson boxes him out at the 3-point line, lets the ball go out of bounds to give Portsmouth that ball back. So at this point, every possession means so much in a close game here where no one can really take a defined lead. Lucenti driving to the right side. Tries to find Tolson, who cuts. A little miscommunication there, and it's going to be a turnover for Portsmouth.
Portsmouth seems pretty content thus far with just keeping Beasy in the post on the offense up there around the free throw line. We'll see if that's something that continues.
Not a lot of movement from that Portsmouth side. Smithfield moving the ball around well, but just can't get any shots, especially from the outside, to fall. As there's Bennett with the good jump shot for 2 at the top of the key to tie the game back up at 15 apiece. Hurd has been quiet so far in the second quarter. Seems like at this point in the game, you got to try to get 2 open and have him take control for Portsmouth.
Yeah, I don't believe we've seen a jump shot from Hurd tonight, which is definitely something weird for this Patriots team.
Beasy fires from 3, back iron, no good. And the pass from Brennan, good look there. Beasy was open, but the bounce pass can't get to him before it was caught by number 10, Liam Hickey for Smithfield. Tartaglia, who's averaged 12.5 a game, only 3 points for him tonight, all coming from the free throw line. As it looks like Fig took a couple extra steps there, but they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. As Bennett, check that, grand fires from 3, can't get him to go. And a turnover for Portsmouth, unforced there with under a minute to go, 15-15.
Yeah, that press from Smithfield on that rebound gave Brennan a lot of problems. Didn't really have anybody to go to, ends up forcing another bad pass.
In for Smithfield is Christopher Curry. And here comes Jack Downing to replace Evan Beasy. Tartaglia, great drive there on Tolson. Tolson can't contain him, so has to bump him instead. He'll send Tartaglia to the line. That's the 19th foul, so they'll be in the 1-1. One more foul would push Smithfield into the double bonus, but Portsmouth doing a better job in this quarter fouling-wise. They had 7 in the first quarter, only 2 so far in the second. As Tartaglia misses it. Good rebound there by Brennan. Brennan tries to find Lucenti, and a great snag there by Lucenti as he drives the rack. The left hand can't get it to fall. And Smithfield and Gran winds up with the rebound. 4-second difference between the shot and game clock.
And again, with that shot from Lucenti, Portsmouth, they're getting good looks at the rim, just can't quite get them to fall.
Fig with the pump fake, but slips, and Hurd gets the ball. He tries to drive for Portsmouth, get this team running in transition. Lucenti thought about pulling from 3, and this time actually does. Takes it and hits nothing but net. Finally gets one to fall, and that's a big shot for the Patriots to put him up 3 with 7 seconds left. Here comes Tartaglia on Hurd. He takes his try to 3-point ball, side rim no good. Rebound by Curry. Curry at the buzzer. Can't get it off the glass, and a great finish there by the Patriots and Lucenti. Portsmouth leads 18-15 in this low-scoring affair here in Portsmouth between the Sentinels and the Patriots. We'll have 10 minutes until halftime ends, so the Lady Patriots Portsmouth cheerleading squad will be out there during half. We'll come back at you with a couple minutes left to go to get you ready for this second half. Portsmouth leads 18-15. All right, now, Dan, 2 minutes to go left in halftime. Portsmouth again leading by 3, 18-15, as we see Jack Downing practicing some free throws, much needed for Portsmouth. And really, it's been who has missed the most is down right now. Who has made the minimal amount of shots to take the lead at 18-15. No one really taking a big lead, and offense seems to be nowhere.
Yeah, you can't even necessarily say this one is a defensive battle. Neither team playing bad defense per se, but it's been just a lot more missed open looks. Smithfield has definitely been the team willing to take more jumpers, so if they can start to find their rhythm, they could put a little run together. Portsmouth has to be a little weary of that. Great shot, though, by Lucenti to end the half. I believe the first 3 of the game for either team. Had a pretty good look, stepped back, took a tougher one. Huge points for Portsmouth.
Where there's only 33 points scored, you know, to get a 3 there, tough shot, to get it to go in without, like, it was just all net for Lucenti, just a pro shot there. And he's been struggling too. That definitely felt good for his confidence, definitely the team's confidence, to get that one to fall in such a close game, as both teams came out of the lockers both a little early to take up some shots, because it seems both teams definitely need it. Looking at the halftime totals for Portsmouth, they're led by Calvin Lucenti. He has 8 points, including that 3-pointer. Downing has 6 points. The bad spot there is definitely over 6 from the free throw line, and Benny Hurd only 2 points on 2 shots. So he definitely has been limited, hasn't shot the ball much, hasn't really taken over like we thought he would. And for Smithfield, it's been Riley Grand with 7 points, and Mikey Tartaglia, he's had 3 points, all come from the free throw line. So not much offense, not much points for either team, for any player, just because of the low scoring game. But both teams try to turn that around, as it could be, you know, offensive shootout in the second half as they try to adjust, or it could be first team to 35. So we will see in a few seconds as this buzzer goes off and the second half approaches.
Yeah, Smithfield, as I mentioned before, it just seems like they're trying to take Benny Hurd out of this game, make someone else on the Patriots beat them. Portsmouth could look to get Hurd some more jump shots here, as trying to get him to the rim hasn't worked thus far.
So Portsmouth will get the ball. Lucenti inbounding to Hurd from our left to right to start the third quarter. Hurd only 2 points today. I'm trying to change that here for Portsmouth. Again, Benny Hurd eclipsed that 1,000-point mark a few games ago against Middletown in his 18-point effort, as Brady's first shot is right where we left off, front rim no good. And here comes Gran to Saunders. Saunders, good pass to Gran. He goes up strong with the right hand. He gets it to fall, but gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. The score now 18-17. Portsmouth still leads.
Yeah, Brady getting some of his first action of the game here after he had to come out with foul trouble. Tough first defensive possession for him there, giving up the offensive rebound and basket.
Hurd going into Tartaglia, tough shot there, can't get it to go, a little short, and they're going to call Hickey there. We'll look for a travel. Pump fake the pass and just slip that pivot foot a little too much. Ended up with a traveling violation, and Portsmouth is going to get possession back from Smithfield. Lucenti with the ball up top. Tolson hasn't done much so far, but definitely provided some solid defense for the Patriots, as Lucenti goes to that left hand. Ball gets tipped around. Looking for a foul was Lucenti, but it's going to be Smithfield on the charge here. It's going to be Saunders. Cross-court pass. Tartaglia eyeing up the 3-ball, but he's missed a couple of those so far. Maybe his confidence has gone down. Tartaglia driving on Tolson, and great defense there, like I mentioned before, and a turnover for Smithfield.
Yeah, too bad for Smithfield there. That was some great hustle by Liam Hickey. Did well to make up for that travel one possession earlier, but they give the ball right back to Portsmouth.
I mentioned it last broadcast, but Looking at last year, this was a team that dominated the third quarter. Portsmouth outscoring opponents by more than 60 points in that third quarter. It's where they started slow in the first half maybe, and they bounced back in the second half, exploding out of that third quarter into that fourth quarter. We didn't really see it against Mount Pleasant, as it was Mount Pleasant actually taking advantage late in the third quarter and into that fourth quarter. And so far, we've just seen some sloppy basketball between both sides, turning the ball over as Saunders looks out to Bennett. Bennett, can he convert? Finally! Smithfield gets their first three ball to fall, and Bennett's three gives Smithfield that 20-18 lead.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, Smithfield, they've been very willing to take those shots. Portsmouth needs to hope that they can't get on a shooting streak similar to what we saw against Mount Pleasant.
So neither team can really get much to go. You have Smithfield's three and Portsmouth's bucket, but besides that, not much going so far besides turnovers in the second half. Hurd, the floater, rimmed in and out, can't get it to go, and man, those are usually what Hurd can get to go, those tough in-the-lane jumpers where he rises above everyone else, and you see it twice today so far where he's gotten good looks, but just rimmed in and out. Good pass there from Grand to Saunders. A back pick set there, and an easy layup for Saunders. Smithfield gets his largest lead of the game, 22-18.
Yeah, Portsmouth needs to answer here in a game as low scoring as this. They can't afford to let Smithfield go on a big run here and increase this lead.
Brady thinks about the jump shot, gets it to Tolson. Tolson puts his shoulder down, and the ball's to tip off his foot and go out of bounds. And Coach Joe Oshie from Portsmouth is going to want a timeout, a full one, as this is not the start Portsmouth want to go in the second half. Just turning the ball over at will, can't get a shot to fall, and they find themselves down 22-18. We'll be back after the short break here in Portsmouth. We're back here in Portsmouth, 4:49 to go. Smithfield leads 22-18. Yes, that's right, 22-18. A very low-scoring game here in Portsmouth. You can hear the frustration boiling us behind the stand. Fans are not happy so far with this, especially with this Portsmouth offense.
Yeah, that was definitely a much-needed timeout for Portsmouth here. They really can't let this get away from them right now as Smithfield starts to build momentum. You could see some visible frustrations from the players as they headed to the bench. Gonna look to turn things around here.
Definitely seen Portsmouth pace slowed down by Smithfield, doing what they have to do to shorten the court and not let Portsmouth get into transition, and it's led to success for the Smithfield defense. As Tartaglia tries to get his first field goal to go in, gets it to Grand. Grand driving on Hurd. He's gonna take an extra step there, and it's gonna be a traveling call. That's gonna go to Portsmouth. Hurd was working. Grand was working on Hurd. Hurd kept his balance and standing tall, and Grand just taking the extra step. Smithfield wanted a foul there on Hurd, but they don't get the benefit of the call, and Grand will be the guilty party on that one. As Downing driving hard to the rack. Spin move. Goes up hard with the right hand. Really short there. As Downing fading away from the hoop, can't get it to go. As Grand strong up, gets it up to go in. Sustained the bump from Brady, gets the righty to go in. And now it's a 6-point lead halfway through the second quarter. Here comes Hurd. It goes up strong, and they're going to call a charge. That's Grand's second charge taken today. And another turnover for Portsmouth as the Patriots are going to go into a press. But what I was saying to you during the break, Dan, Portsmouth in the first half, they were controlling the ball pretty well, couldn't get shots to fall. So far in the second half, they haven't been able to get shots up. They've just been turning the ball over at an extremely high rate, not giving them the opportunity to even shoot the ball.
No, and it feels like their solution right now has just been get to the rim and throw something up, and that is just not working out for them so far. They're definitely forcing it on offense right now. They need to slow things down and get better looks.
And it definitely starts on the defensive end here as Graham works on Brady. They got to try to get back into transition as Graham, another great move. And that's going to be yet another basket for Riley Graham as the lead is now extended to 8. Portsmouth has yet to score a point in this second half as Smithfield is on an 11-0 run. Very similar to what we saw from Mount Pleasant as Lucente gets a wide open look, and that's going to go. That's definitely what Portsmouth needed. Cal Lucente bringing the game within 5. Some miscommunication there from Smithfield on a pick and roll, leaving Lucente wide open for a three-pointer. He's in double digits tonight.
Interesting to see if Smithfield's just going to continue to feed Grand there. Brady was doing well with that matchup early in the game. Smithfield has definitely been taking advantage of it, though, in the second half.
Tartaglia really short there, and tough thing for Portsmouth is you can focus on Graham, but Tartaglia has been quiet all night. Great pass there from Tolson to Brady, and that's going to go for the Patriots. What an answer for the Patriots after the timeout being down 8. A little 5-0 run for the Patriots, what seems like a double-digit run after what we've seen so far in this game. Grand, can he get another one to go? No, great defense from Portsmouth, and they're picking up the pace here, Dan, as Hurd has the ball on the right side. And a hand check call there on Bennett. Hurd's jump shot goes, but not going to call that, of course. They can call Bennett there on the hand check on the floor, but Portsmouth on a run of their own.
Yeah, and you could see Lucente on the far side there. He was standing at the three-point line. You know he wanted that ball. He wanted to uncork another one. Hit his last 2, would have had a chance to tie the game up there, but Portsmouth with a ton of momentum now, hopefully looking to either tie this game up or bring themselves within 1.
Coming up for Portsmouth, number 12, Luke Brennan, and for Smithfield, number 5, Christopher Curry, number 4, Connor Fages. They go to a 2-3 here. Kind of an extended 2-3 outside as Brady tries to get a look up there, can't get it to go. That would have just been big for Portsmouth and their confidence. Good pass there from Downing, finds Brady, but just contested there, can't get it to fall as the senior Fag finds Gran, and the Portsmouth fans get on their feet here. You can hear some chants as Bennett from downtown, and that one hurts if you're a Portsmouth fan. A three-pointer from Riley Bennett makes it a 6-point game as Portsmouth loses the ball there, and a timeout from Smithfield. A 30-second timeout. Portsmouth having trouble with the ball inbounding, and a great hustle play there by Christopher Curry to give the Sentinels the ball. It's going to be a half timeout, 30 seconds, so we'll stay here. So 29-23, and just as we thought Portsmouth had the momentum, Smithfield takes it right back after a Riley Bennett 3 and a turnover.
Yeah, and just like that, Portsmouth loses all that momentum they had. Smithfield just snatches it right back. Huge hustle play there. And now Smithfield will look to increase their lead.
It definitely seems like Gran is the focus here for Smithfield, but you cannot let Bennett or Tartaglia, who's off the floor, but Bennett or even Saunders, to mention, to get hot. The last thing you want is to double team or even triple team Gran down low on a shot. He finds a wide open 3 ball in the corner or the wing, and next thing you know, you're down 9.
Yeah, Bennett's been shooting a whole lot here. Kept that up from the first half. Couldn't get him to go then. Now he's starting to put it together here. Not something you want if you're Portsmouth.
And there's Bennett. Looked like he was trying to try 3, but slows it down and gets it back out to Curry. Bennett again working on Hurd. The pass to Gran down low. He's working on Brady. Brady playing good defense up there, but it's Saunders from downtown. Gets it to go. A 9-point lead. They're large for the night for Smithfield, 32-23, and their offense is starting to clicking for the Sentinels.
Yeah, 6 points in under 30 seconds there from Smithfield. Now a big block here. This game is completely flipped on its head.
And Smithfield on a little 6-0 run of their own after Portsmouth went on a 5-0 run. And a steal from Brennan there. It's going to slow things down, or pick up the pace rather. He's making some good moves there on Christopher Curry as he goes hard. Good pass to Downing, but Downing cannot hang on as it goes out of bounds with under a minute to go in this third quarter. And in for Smithfield's number 22, Evan Thoreau, for number 11, Riley Gran. Giving him a rest before that fourth quarter starts. With 56 seconds, it's going to be Smithfield ball. Portsmouth will press down 9, 32-23. The senior Fag working on Brennan. Smithfield a lot of cuts so far on this offense in the second half. It's found up to a lot of open shots. Is there Bennett from 3 ball, and he's hot. That's his third three-pointer of the second half. And Portsmouth trying to get a bucket to end this third quarter. They're down 12, 35-23.
I said it all night. Smithfield's been willing to shoot. Eventually, they're going to get these to fall. And now that has been the story of this third quarter as they've taken the biggest lead of the night by far.
The common theme here is Hurd kept quiet from the Sentinels, as well as Downing, who hasn't gotten much in this third quarter. He goes hard. He didn't get the foul. Can't get to roll in, though. 9.5 seconds left. Portsmouth down 12, so these two will bring it to 10. So at this point, any point they can scrounge in the third quarter would be helpful.
Downing really needs to get one of these to fall here.
Downing short there from the free throw line. That's 7 so far. He's missed yet to make one. And in for Smithfield's number 11, Riley Grand, for Jaden Saunders. Shot clock turned off. 9 seconds left on the clock. So after this free throw from Downing, they'll look for either team to take one shot. As Downing finally converts on a free throw, it's now an 11-point game. So Portsmouth still pressing with 8 seconds to go. Here comes Bennett. He's going to push the pace. He's been hot. He's going to take one from 3. Front rim no good. And Brady with a strong rebound. And that's going to end it in this third quarter. Portsmouth down 35-24. Smithfield outscored the Patriots 20-6. Not what you want to see from Portsmouth going into that fourth quarter. A team that's been so good in the past in controlling the third quarter. In the last 2 games, they have failed that task. So 8 minutes for Portsmouth, down 11. You just got to know you can't get them back all in one shot. You got to chip away and chip away. Maybe press, maybe switch into a zone, and you got to start hitting shots.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Portsmouth just not going to get anywhere with this kind of offense. We saw it late against Mount Pleasant. That game got away from them quickly. Unfortunately, it looks like we're seeing the same thing right now with Smithfield. As you said there, Gav, you're not going to get it all back in one possession. Portsmouth, as tough as it is, letting up a big run like this, facing this much of a deficit with such little time, they need to settle down, get their points, get their stops, and just work their way back into this game.
Definitely, one possession at a time. This team is no stranger to being down. Of course, they controlled their whole injury-funded game against Middletown, taking care of them soundly, but they were down 16 at half against Central. They ended up outscoring them by 23 to take a 7-point victory, and of course, they went down against Mount Pleasant. They brought it back within 4 in the final minute, but they just could not complete it. So now, down 11. If I'm Coach Joe Ochi, I'm saying, all right, by 6 minutes, this has got to be 7 points. By 4 minutes, this has got to be 5 points. And by 2 minutes, you got to be within a possession to try to take this game from Smithfield.
Yeah, it's little steps for Portsmouth, but I think the biggest thing here, you got to get Benny Hurd more involved. He's a guy that's capable of taking over a game. Don't necessarily force feed him the ball, because I think that's exactly what Smithfield wants here. I think they want to see you forcing it to Benny, want to see him forcing up bad shots, but if you can just work him in more, that could change this game.
Let's see if Portsmouth can come out with some energy in this fourth quarter to try to take back this game. That was so slow to start, but it was Smithfield shooting out of the gates in the second half as Graham working on Brady. Fig drives all the way to the rack. Great right-hand finish from Portsmouth as he worked on Brennan. And a good finish for the senior to go back up 13, 37-24. Again, Portsmouth just focus on what they can do themselves. That bucket is in the past. They got to find a way to get something going on offense. Brennan tries for Rodericks, who gets hit from behind by Fig, and it's going to be a turnover for Portsmouth.
Yeah, not a ton of movement here for Portsmouth on that possession, and that's just not going to work against this aggressive defense of Smithfield.
Portsmouth trying to play a little bit more aggressive as Bennett working on Hurd. This time it's Graham with the ball at the top of the key. The versatile big has been leading the charge for Smithfield. Benny, Hurd playing great defense on Curry there. The good pass to Graham. Graham the fadeaway jumper, but gets fouled by the junior Rodericks. You get a great stop there from Portsmouth. You play 30 seconds of great defense, but Smithfield gets bailed out by a foul by the junior.
Yeah, and I mean, this one really just starting to get away from the Patriots here. if you can't score, I just don't know how you can come back in this one, and that's just been the story of the second half for Portsmouth.
Only 6 points in the second half, and like you said, you can do your best on defense to stop Smithfield, but they're not going to score 0 points.
Yeah. And I mean, possessions like that defensively are just backbreakers when you're looking to get back in a game. Great defense from Hurd. They force it to the big. Doesn't look like they have much. You give up the foul.
Definitely been sloppy effort so far from the Patriots in the second half. They haven't been able to hold on to the ball at all. They haven't been able to get good shots to go, and 6:30 to go in the second half, and they've only gotten 6 points, and they're going to call Roderick's there on his 4th foul of the game. They're going to call him on an illegal screen. So Portsmouth continues to struggle down the stretch here, as a game that seemed like it was going into their favor heading into the second half. Smithfield just took control themselves. And the offensive performance from Portsmouth is the opposite of what you would call stellar. Thoreau finds Grand. Grand, nice little jump shot. Air balls, rebound by Luke Brandon, who looks up court to Brady. Brady with the right hand gets it to go, and there's a start for Portsmouth down 12, 38-26.
That was a great finish by Brady. Not an awful pass by Brennan, but a little bit in front of him. Had to catch that thing and put it up quickly with a lot of traffic there. Impressive finish.
Now can the Patriots create something on defense? Maybe a turnover and run on offense. That's Tartaglia again. Hasn't made a field goal all game. He has been their main guy, points scoring wise, but we've mostly seen Grant do the work for them. He's guarded by Hurd. The spin move from Grant. That's a tough move right there. And there's a Senti with a rebound. And here comes Portsmouth on a 3-on-1. Good pass to Brennan. He's up strong with the left hand and gets it to go. 5.5 minutes left. It's a 10-point game.
And there you go. That's what Portsmouth needs. Just string together a couple scores and stops, and now we get the timeout from Smithfield.
And a timeout Smithfield, and there's a little bit of argument going back and forth between the referee and the assistant coach. Full timeout from Smithfield after back-to-back baskets for Portsmouth within 30 seconds. It's exactly what you need with 5.5 to go, down 10 now.
Yeah, Smithfield's bench looked real upset there with the no call against Grant as he was going to the rim on that last possession. I didn't get a great look at it. There was definitely some contact, but I'm okay with the no call.
So Portsmouth, at this point, you got to get stops. And with the way your offense is going, you got to keep trying to run in transition. If you can't do that, then you're going to have to hope Lucenti or Hurd can get hot from outside, because right now the Patriots have been looking to get it inside, and it's gotten to the point where they're just forcing bad passes and bad shots, and it's turning into turnovers, blocks, offensive fouls. So for Portsmouth, you got to make sure you take the smart shot. It doesn't matter if it's a three from 2 feet behind the three-point line. If it's open, take it, because at this point, that's what you need to go in for you, down 10 in a game where you haven't gotten anything to go.
Yeah, they're in a tough spot because in a game where you've shot like this and just have not been able to score the ball, you don't want to get desperate. But down 10 with 5 minutes to go, you're going to have to show a little desperation. So hopefully for Portsmouth, that's not going to mean chucking up bad threes. Hopefully they can put something together here, cut into this lead.
Definitely possible. Tons of time left for Portsmouth, and they can just take it one possession at a time and then cut this lead in half by the time we get to 3 minutes or so. They'll be in good shape. Only 2 baskets there. And Portsmouth trying to do their job as another turnover for Smithfield. That's what you want. And here comes Lucenti trying to push the pace for the Patriots. Lucenti, tough drive, throws it, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds. That's a save Portsmouth's ball. He's trying to find Rodericks there, but it seems as the pass went errant due to the tip out of bounds from Smithfield. Now the refs will convene.
Yeah, Smithfield not happy with that call. Roderick's just able to get his hands back in time to keep the possession with Portsmouth.
Lucenti, eye up a 3, but this time he took a pull-up jump shot, ribbed in and out, and that one is a soul killer for Portsmouth. Lucenti has been hot in the second half, but just hasn't got that one to go. And another steal from Rodericks. Good poke there, and here comes Hurd. He's driving, and they're calling a foul. And they're going to call a foul on Grant as Hurd was driving. And I don't know there. Didn't seem like Grant was making an intended effort on the ball. I mean, I know he got Hurd's hit, but maybe he was trying to poke it from behind. But besides that, I didn't see anything that was looking for the ball. Maybe an intentional, but The refs thought otherwise.
I think Graham was pretty clearly just trying to stop the break there, but what a play earlier by Henry Rodrigues, facing a 2-on-1, able to cause that turnover.
And for Smithfield is number 14, Riley Bennett, who's back in the game, and number 10, Liam Hickey. And here comes the Patriots trying to get a score here as halfway through the fourth quarter approaches. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Brennan's pass is errant and goes out of bounds, looking for Brady, but just not even close to Brady down low.
It was a great cut by Brady there, using a little pick and roll action, but Brennan just, as you said, not close on that pass.
And Portsmouth continues to turn the ball over at times they can't. As it seems like they got a break there on that Roderick's pass. Turn the ball right back over as there's no real intensity from Portsmouth, and that one's gonna hurt for the Patriots as Bennett hits his fourth three-pointer of the game. Now 41-28, Smithfield leads Portsmouth with 4 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Something's got to give for the Patriots if they want to even think about making this one a contest, and that's going to help Jeff Brady going up strong with 2. And every Portsmouth now is going to have to be hard for the Patriots to come back if they don't stop this Smithfield team. They got to keep them within 43 points. I mean, I can't see Smithfield scoring 2 more field goals and losing this one.
Yeah, I mean, just Bennett this half really has just completely changed this game, hitting 4 threes, as you said, and in a 30-41 game where Portsmouth really isn't shooting well, every one of those threes is just so important for Smithfield.
And Portsmouth gets the ball back after another turn from Smithfield, so they have shown to not be perfect as they have turned the ball over at a very high rate as Downing goes hard to the rack, can't get it to fall off the glass.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I talked about before. It just feels like Portsmouth is starting to force a lot of shots at the rim. 3 minutes left, down 11. Not looking great for the Patriots.
And here come the Patriots as Lucenti fouls Hickey, and 3:14 to go. Be interesting to see what Portsmouth does. As we saw Mount Pleasant last time as Saunders looks to check in. Mount Pleasant could not hit a free throw if their life depended on it. They shot at a terrible clip from the free throw line, and that's what let Portsmouth get back into this one. So now the Patriots only have 4 fouls on them. Wouldn't be surprised if they started fouling soon to test Smithfield's luck, because they have shot under 50% from the free throw line as a team. That's not including tonight, of course, so far in the year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure for Portsmouth coming into this game, you would hope it wouldn't come to that, but as you said, we saw it against Mount Pleasant. Portsmouth was able to get back into that game a couple plays away from really being able to make that one interesting.
And Bennett's 3 ball is really short, and you make 4, you might have one like that.
Yeah, I think that one's warranted from Bennett there. He's taken a lot of those tonight. Bound to have an air ball in there.
And it's a major theme occurring. These players are getting tired on the floor. This is just a back-and-forth game, no real pace to it. It's about the will to keep going as Brady goes hard. Looked like he got hit there, but refs didn't think so as Brennan works on Hickey. And Portsmouth done a great job so far in the defensive end, but just can't get anything to fall on offense. As another air ball for Portsmouth. I bet the Patriots have gotten maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 stops in the last 2 minutes, but they just haven't been able to do anything on offense. As Lucenti's 3 ball gets him to go, nothing but net. It's an 8-point game, 41-33 with 2:15 to go. And if Smithfield keeps putting up these 4 shots and turning the ball over, they can let Portsmouth right back into this one if Lucenti can get going again. And Smithfield's going to want a timeout and talk over. As we've seen, they are going to take, let's see, Smithfield timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay with you here. But I think this coach for Smithfield, Coach Joseph Bennett, is just going to bring his team together and just tell them, we're taking 4 shots. I mean, 3 air ball threes and 3 straight possessions. When you're up double digits, under half of a quarter to go, I mean, you thinking bring down the clock and try to put them down low. If at the very worst, take a 3 under 10 seconds. But these are shots before this even shot clock gets to 20 seconds. And it's giving Portsmouth a way back. This one could be sealed up, fans packing, ready to go. But instead, Portsmouth down 8 with 2 to go. It's not impossible to come back, but Smithfield has definitely made it harder for themselves.
Yeah, Joseph Bennett got to be telling his team here, let that shot clock run down. Probably wanting to get it down within 15 seconds before you're even looking for a shot. Portsmouth Time is their enemy here, and Smithfield is going to want to make use of that.
And if Smithfield's going to draw out these possessions, you got to start thinking about fouling because it is a 35-second shot clock. So you got to start thinking about fouling sooner or later. And Portsmouth are very aggressive. Let Smithfield take a shot. And that's what Coach Joichi wants, and a turnover there from Smithfield.
Yeah, real sloppy offense from Smithfield right now has allowed Portsmouth to get back into this game, and after that last three from Lucente, I think he's going to be where the Patriots look, really their only option outside of the paint tonight.
At this point, the Patriots have to get a bucket to fall as Downing drives hard and pass too hot to handle for Brady, and another turnover for the Patriots under 2 minutes. So
yeah, that one's a killer right there. If Brady can come down with that one, you're looking at potentially a 6-point game with about a minute 45 to play here. Now Portsmouth is back defending. Like you said, might have to think about fouling here.
And here comes Smithfield breaking the press. They find Grant. They're going to bring it back out. Now they're slowing it down. Now, surprise, Portsmouth is not fouling. A minute 30 left, and Portsmouth not showing any real intensity on defense so far. They're letting Smithfield just pass the ball around, and as Tartaglia goes up strong with the hard layup, and Brady turns it over right off the rebound. And it's just been that kind of night for the Patriots. Whenever they got a break, they give it right back. And there comes Lucente with the hard foul on Tartaglia. That's going to be the team's 5th foul. So 2 more till they get into the bonus, and that seems like the boiling point for the Patriots.
I'm not sure that was intentional from Lucente there, but definitely a bit of frustration. You could see him fly across the court, as you were talking about before. Odd that Portsmouth wasn't fouling at this point in the game with just a minute left to go. Wow.
And a turnover from Smithfield. So a minute 3 left. Not totally out of the realm of possibility. In for Smithfield, number 5, Christopher Curry, for Riley Bennett. And again, frustration on the Smithfield side, which is bound to happen as we reach under a minute here. Vicente. The step back, cross-court pass to Brennan. At this point, Portsmouth's got to find a shot as Brady goes up hard with the left hand. Off the backboard, no good.
And that's a great look for Jeff Brady there. That's just one you have to finish. You know, I was glad to see right there Lucente didn't force the 3. It looks like that's what Smithfield was ready for, but I mean, that was really a possession where you just absolutely needed points and you get a good look with one of your better interior scorers. Brady just can't get it to go.
If I told you what Portsmouth needed to do at 3.5, 4 minutes, down 41 to 28 against Smithfield, it'd be to stop them completely. I knew that was kind of unrealistic. Maybe hold them to 1 field goal, but Portsmouth has done just that, holding them to 1 field goal as Lucente is going to get the benefit of the doubt. He has the floater, but gets pushed over after, and it's a save Portsmouth's ball. But as I was saying, the Patriots played unbelievable in the last 4 minutes of the game on defense, haven't let up a single point, but just only managed to score 5 of their own, which we knew was the issue going to come in when they were down 13 with that much time left.
I mean, it really is unbelievable here, the amount of turnovers we've seen from Smithfield late in this game. This is one Portsmouth's definitely going to want back.
Lucente, check that. Brennan fires from downtown, misses the fall, and a timeout. Portsmouth, and they are just hanging around. Now down 5, 24.2 seconds left, 41-36. We're going to stay here. I think it's going to be a full timeout, but we'll stay here, talk about the end of this game here. Portsmouth has just been getting a basket one out of every 4 possessions, so they got to pick that rate up. But Portsmouth has fouled Smithfield 6 times, so Smithfield will be in the bonus once they get fouled again. So they'll be in the 1-and-1, which kind of favors Portsmouth. Smithfield has been dragging this timeout. If they can get Smithfield to miss a couple of shots, they're right back in this one. But then again, you got to make shots in the other end, and they're going to have to be tough because no shot's going to be easy under 30 seconds to go down 5.
Yeah, I would say at this point, Portsmouth simply cannot afford to have another scoreless possession here. You talked about earlier there, Smithfield, the free throw shooting is going to come into play now. They haven't been great so far this year. They've been all right tonight, nothing crazy. But this is feeling a lot like that Mount Pleasant game. They've got it within 5 with 24 seconds left. And I think if you're in that Smithfield huddle right now, you're just asking yourself, how have we let them get back into this game? I mean, this thing looked like it was over multiple times. Smithfield, all they really had to do was just hang on to the ball and bleed that shot clock, and just constant turnovers, bad shots. just inability to capitalize on those chances.
Another thing to add for Portsmouth, but they do have there in their favor, is the possession error. So in a jump ball scenario, Portsmouth will get possession, so that helps them there. But Portsmouth definitely play some tough defense and try to get the ball out of the hands of Bennett. And you see they're going to foul there right away. Couple of seconds tick off, and that's going to send junior Christopher Curry. So again, as we mentioned, it's a team 7, so they'll send the junior to the line. This is some big free throws for Curry at 1-1.
Yeah, and I mean, if he splits him here, that doesn't necessarily kill you. Keeps it at 2 possession. You'd probably start looking for Lucenti there with a 3.
First one falls.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is one Portsmouth is going to need not to fall. A 3-possession game with 22 seconds left is real tough, but the way Lucenti's been shooting, if he can miss this one.
And he doesn't, so Portsmouth's got to look for a 3 soon and quick. As here comes Brennan, racing. Lucenti, pump fake. To Hurd, too much time is taken off the clock if you're Portsmouth. You got to take a shot sooner or later as Hurd's in the corner. 3 ball, no good. Downing has the ball, but loses it. And Saunders is going to get it, and he's going to slide on the ground. Looked like you can call it travel there as Saunders dives on it, but they're going to give Smithfield the benefit of the doubt. And the Sentinels get a timeout with 4.5 seconds to go. Up 7, 43-36, and that's going to be the icer there.
Yeah, Portsmouth needing a 3. Smithfield knew exactly where that ball was going. They were all over Lucenti. Neither him or Hurd could get a clean look there, and that should do it for
Just
this
took
one.
too much time off the clock. Even if Hurd got that to fall, you'd have 9 seconds down, 4 points. I mean, that's really hard unless you get an and 1.
You would almost certainly need a turnover off that inbounds or,
A turnover,
quick
a
foul,
layup, and a
missed
quick
first
foul.
half of the
Exactly.
1-and-1.
So very unlikely, even if Hurds goes in, just because of how much time was taken off the clock. So likely drop Portsmouth with a 2-2 on the year and 1-2 in Division 1. Luckily, they have a little bit of a Christmas break. They have 7 days. They get back in action. They host Mount St. Charles, the Mounties from Woonsocket, their Division 3B team. So hopefully Portsmouth can try to bounce back their offensive woes against them. And they also take on Division 2 Johnston on the road. That is taking place next Wednesday against the Panthers of Johnston. So the Patriots trying to get something going in those 2 games before they resume division play at the start of the new year. And as we mentioned before, for Smithfield, they have a 14-day break. They take on Cumberland 2 weeks from tonight, a Division 1B opponent who's 0-1 so far. The next game after that is North Kingstown on the road. That game takes place on Thursday, the 6th
and we're
of
going to get a
January.
5-second violation here. Once again, I mean, just showing you, unlikely to mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but I mean, just Smithfield. This is really something they might have to worry about later in the year. Tons of opportunities to just end this thing. All you got to do right there is just get the ball in play, and a bad 5 second.
Portsmouth playing good enough defense to win any game, forcing tons of turnovers, getting steals when they need to, and forcing some bad shots late in the game from Smithfield, but their offense has not helped them at all from the Patriots. And if there's something that we thought at the beginning of the year in this Patriots team, we know that they're a smaller team. We think that their offense would be the main point and main point of emphasis for this squad, as they have a lot of talented guards. They have great guard depth, but we just haven't seen that from the Patriots in the last 2 games. We've seen just a very slow and mediocre offense paired with a pretty solid defense. They're pretty scrappy down low, even for their size. But again, both teams have a lot to work on going into the new year, as Brady gets a good look there. And Joe Ochi's going to take a Portsmouth timeout there.
Never say never, Gav?
Never say never. It seems a little unwanted for 2.5 seconds. But I
4-point play, tipping on the rebound, and we're right there.
And you're right back in it. Down 43-38. And again, Portsmouth in the last 4 minutes has held Smithfield to 2 points, which have come from 2 free throws with a foul. So they let up no field goals. And Portsmouth only managed to score 10 points in 4 minutes. It's not going to do the job for them.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier there, Portsmouth's going to have a couple games coming up here against teams outside of Division 1. They're really going to need to use those games to just work out whatever these problems are on offense right now. This just cannot continue for the Patriots. As you mentioned, Smithfield, they've been far from perfect on offense. Tons of turnovers, hit some big threes in this second half. That was what was able to, give them this big lead. But Portsmouth's been good defensively, just, on offense. It just needs to do a 360 for the Patriots.
And something we've also seen that I've noticed is the rotation for Portsmouth is very stagnant in the means of you see a player come in, he's in for about 6-7 minutes. Then you see another player in, he's in for about 6-7 minutes. There's no current rotation with players cycling in and out minute after minute. It's basically by every half or 3/4 of a quarter. And I don't know. I think it just keeps the players a little colder than they should be. And not rotating a lot of guys in could be the solution to this issue for Portsmouth, definitely on the offensive end. But that's going to do it from Portsmouth. It's the Sentinels of Smithfield taking the 43-38 victory over the home Patriots. Special thanks to Cooper Smith, David Spiegel, Mac Dunn, Mr. Costa, Mr. Riley, Trevor Doherty. I'm Gavin Bishow alongside Dan Che. We say so long for Portsmouth. That's the Patriots getting taken down by the Sentinels by 5, 43-38. Have a good evening. Take care now.